Rust. That tiny orange spot on your car that you might ignore. Until it spreads, eats through the metal, and threatens to destroy your vehicle from the inside out. Most people think fixing it means welding, expensive body shops, or cutting panels. But what if I told you there's a simple $10 solution that actually stops rust in its tracks? Today, I'm going to show you my exact method, step by step, that saved my car and can save yours too. No welding, no complicated tools, just a smart, affordable fix that works. The moment I realized my car was dying, I still remember the exact moment it happened. It was late afternoon, that golden hour where everything looks warm, soft, and peaceful. I was walking toward my car with a cup of tea in one hand, not thinking about anything serious. But as the sunlight hit the side of the door, I saw it, a small brown bubble under the paint. At first, I thought it was dust or maybe something stuck to the clear coat. But when I ran my finger across it, the bubble cracked, and a tiny piece of paint fell off underneath. The metal was orange, not the healthy kind. The kind of orange that whispers, "I'm dying." I stood there longer than I should have, just staring at it. One bubble turned into two, two into three. Then when I crouched down and looked under the rocker panel, I saw the real horror. The rust wasn't starting. It had already spread. Flakes crumbled as I touched them. Paint felt hollow. It was like the car was rotting from the inside out, and I had never even noticed. And in that moment, a heavy feeling hit me. I can't afford welding. I can't afford a body shop. What if this is the beginning of the end? But the strangest thing is, even with that panic rising in my chest, something else appeared too. Determination. Understanding the enemy. Why rust spreads like cancer. When most people see rust, they think it's just a stain, a little discoloration that makes a car look old. But the truth is far darker. Rust isn't surface level. It isn't harmless. Rust is a silent parasite. It begins deep beneath the paint, in places you can't see, in corners you never think to check. One scratch in the clear coat, one chip from a stone, one winter's worth of moisture, and the metal begins to oxidize from the inside out. By the time rust reaches the surface, by the time you notice it, the damage has already spread far beyond that tiny spot. That's why rust is terrifying. It grows quietly, patiently, like a slow-motion cancer eating your car alive. The worst part? Rust doesn't stop, not on its own, not with paint, not with denial. Once oxidation starts, it becomes a chain reaction. The oxygen in the air, the moisture trapped under the paint, the salt from the roads, they all work together, corroding the metal layer by layer. Even if you wipe it, even if you wash the car, even if the surface looks clean, underneath the chemical destruction continues, often unnoticed. You don't see it happening, you don't hear it, but every day the metal grows weaker, thinner, more fragile. If you were to peel the paint back, you'd see it, the spreading veins of orange and brown, crawling across the steel like a disease searching for new territory. Gathering the tools, the budget setup. Before I began the repair, I spread everything out on the garage floor, not like a mechanic preparing for a job, but like someone preparing for a battle. The truth is, I expected the tools to look intimidating. I thought I'd need grinders, welders, steel cutting discs, or some heavy-duty equipment I'd never used before. But when I laid everything out, I realized something surprising. A wire brush, a few sheets of 80 to 120 grit sandpaper masking tape, rubbing alcohol, and the most important thing of all, a single $10 bottle of rust converter. That was it. No welding torches, no cutting wheels, no specialized gear. Just simple tools, the kinds you could buy from any store without emptying your wallet. It was almost ironic. The thing eating my car alive was dangerous, but the tools to stop it were humble. I remember picking up the rust converter bottle and turning it in my hand. It didn't look powerful. In fact, it looked almost too ordinary to matter. But inside that bottle was something special. A chemical formula designed to stop rust at the molecular level. I thought to myself, is this really all I need to save the car? The inspection, facing the ugly truth. When I finally decided to face the rust head on, I knelt beside the car and took a slow breath. This wasn't just an inspection. It felt like opening a door you've been avoiding for months. I ran my fingers along the body, gently pressing around the bubble that had been haunting me. The paint felt thin, fragile, almost hollow, With a little pressure, it cracked. Not loudly, but with a soft, brittle sound that was somehow worse. Flakes fell to the ground like dry leaves underneath. The metal wasn't smooth or silver. It was rough, uneven, a mixture of orange rot and dark patches that looked like old wounds. That's when I realized the rust hadn't started here. It had escaped here. The real damage was deeper. I glanced along the entire side of the car, and what I found made my chest tighten. More spots, some small, some hidden under dirt, some lurking under the clear coat like shadows waiting to emerge. I checked under the rocker panels, inside the wheel arches, along the seams where the factory metal meets. Everywhere I looked, there were signs. Swelling paint, tiny cracks, edges beginning to lift. Rust wasn't just attacking a single spot. It was searching for weaknesses. It was moving, spreading, silent, but relentless. And the more I inspected, the more the truth became impossible to ignore. Sanding down the damage, the truth revealed. When I picked up the sandpaper, it didn't feel like a tool. It felt like a confession waiting to happen. I pressed it against the rusted patch and began to sand slowly, almost reluctantly, as if I was afraid of what I might uncover beneath the surface. At first, the paint came off in soft curls. Then the primer dusted away. But the moment the sandpaper touched the rust, it was different. The sound changed. A rough, scratchy grind that vibrated through my fingertips. Rust dust rose into the air like burnt ashes. And with every stroke, the damaged area grew larger. What started as a tiny bubble expanded into a circle, then into an uneven patch. Most people panic when this happens. They think they're making the problem worse. But I knew this was simply the truth revealing itself. Rust never stays small. It only hides until you force it into the light. The deeper I sanded, the more the metal told its story. Some parts turned smooth and silver, strong, healthy, unaffected. But other sections darkened, crumbled, and peeled away. Every flake that fell was a reminder of how long the rust had been feeding on the metal. In those moments, sanding wasn't just cleaning the surface, it was peeling away every lie the car had been telling me. The paint had covered it. The primer had masked it, cleaning the surface, preparing the battlefield. After sanding, the metal looked wounded, exposed, raw, stripped of all the layers that once protected it. But this stage, as messy and vulnerable as it appeared, was where everything truly began. I grabbed the bottle of rubbing alcohol and a clean cloth, and as I wiped the surface, I realized this wasn't just cleaning. It was preparing a battlefield. Every swipe revealed small bits of dust, microscopic rust particles, oils from my fingertips, all tiny enemies that could sabotage the repair if left behind. The smell of alcohol filled the air as I kept wiping again and again, determined to remove every trace of contamination. The metal slowly transformed from a dusty war zone into a smooth, honest surface, ready for the next phase. It was oddly satisfying, like clearing fog from a mirror and finally seeing the truth clearly. But cleaning isn't just a step, it's a commitment. Any dust left behind weakens the bond. Any grease ruins the chemical reaction. Any moisture invites rust back in like an unwelcome guest. So I worked slowly, deliberately, making sure the metal was spotless, applying the rust converter, the turning point. This was it, the moment where everything could change. I picked up the small $10 bottle of rust converter and shook it slowly, listening to the liquid slosh inside. It didn't look powerful. It didn't feel magical. But deep down, I knew this tiny bottle held the key to stopping the rust from spreading. I dipped the brush and applied the first stroke onto the sanded metal. Almost immediately, the color began to shift. Orange fading into purple, then darkening into black. The chemical reaction had begun. The rust wasn't just covered anymore. It was being neutralized, frozen in place, transformed into something solid and protective. As I continued brushing, layer by layer, I watched the rust surrender. Flakes hardened into a smooth coating. The corroded metal seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. This was no longer just a patch. It was armor. I made sure to work slowly. Primer and paint, giving the metal its life back. The rust was neutralized, the metal hardened, and for a moment I just stared at it. But stopping the rust wasn't enough. It was time to give the car back its life. I lightly sanded the converted area again, smoothing out the edges so the repair wouldn't look jagged. It wasn't about perfection yet. It was about creating a surface that could finally accept new protection. A second chance. Final checks. Testing the work. When everything had dried, I knelt beside the car and ran my fingers over the repaired metal. Solid, smooth, strong. There was no flaking, no soft spots, no hint of the corrosion that had once threatened to consume it. That tactile confirmation brought a strange mix of relief and pride. It wasn't just about how it looked. It was about knowing deep down that the rust converter and my careful preparation had actually worked. The enemy had been halted, the chemical war paused, and the car was safe, at least for now. A simple $10 fix that stopped rust in its tracks, no welding, no body shop, just patience and the right steps. If you tried this method or learned something new today, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your results. Don't forget to hit that like button if this helped you, share it with anyone struggling with rust, and of course, subscribe for more DIY car fixes, tips, and tricks that actually work.